Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be making a really simple page with some restrained mark making, which sounds silly when you think it's coming from my channel. But I'm starting off in my large Dilutions journal and I just wanted to do something really simple and very monochromatic. So I'm starting off with some collage pieces, and these are some very old from the 1800s wills and legal papers that I got from an estate sale in Ireland. I've got some spotty wrapping paper, some vintage German text. I'm just adding lots of neutral coloured collage to the background. So I wanted to make sure that it stayed fairly neutral in the back, but the way to blend it all together is, you'll see I'm using a little bit of gesso over the top. Now I'm using the same brush I had with my gel medium to put my gesso on, so it's a very, very thin coat. But you'll notice with those different coloured papers now, they've all got a very similar tone. You can still see through, you can still see the marks. I haven't covered over the collage, but what I've done is made all the pages blend together a little bit better. So that's a really good trick, particularly if you have got lots of different coloured collage pieces in the background. You'll still see the colour through them, but because they've got that really thin coat of white over the top, it helps make everything look like it belongs together. And once I was doing that, I then decided I needed to get myself organised and find some inks and some paintbrushes ready to go. So I'm starting off with some black drawing ink, and you can see I've got some straight black ink and I'm adding some water into the other one. So one I want to make sort of a more greyish tone, and the other one I want to have quite strong black. And I'm just playing around with different marks. So I've got that sort of curvy line going through, adding a little bit more blackness to it, putting in a circle, using those cross shapes I like to use. Circles, crosses, line work, they're all fairly simple. There's nothing too difficult about what I'm doing, and I'm just using my brushes to help me make those effects. Also putting in some splatter over the top. Splatter again is a really great unifying force because it goes over everything sort of organically. So while sorry, you've got the splatter in the background, you can't really control where it's splattered all that much. So once I finish that, I'm then going in and heat setting the ink. Now, most acrylic drawing inks are permanent when heat set. It depends what inks you use, but I'm actually not going to put much more over this. I really wanted this really, really simple. But because I had a little bit of red from the ledger paper, I decided I wanted to add some red just to sort of replicate it a little bit. So I'm just going in with my Stabilo all pencil in red. It's exactly the same as the black one, but just the red version. And I'm going in and just adding a little bit of colour into it. So I'm putting some shadowy highlights, I don't know, next to those cross shapes. And I've just put some cross shapes over the circles as well. So that sort of creates a bit of a visual triangle on the page. I did think I was going to circle around some of those dots in the background, and then I decided not to. So I wiped that off with a wet wipe. It's one of the bonuses of using a water-soluble pencil, that you can do that. I did decide that I was going to put some red splatter on too, which I really like, but you have to be really, really careful with red splatter because it can look like blood splatter. So it's one of those things that a little can go a very, very long way. So that was pretty much it, but it was me, and I was sitting there going, it's too simple, you need to add stuff, and I was just trying really, really hard not to. So I decided I would go through my little box that's next to my desk that's got all my Tim Holtz collage chip quotes in it, trying to find a suitable quote. So I think I need to stock up my box again because I'm running out of good quotes. And I do have a pack of Halloween ones in there which don't altogether go with the page. I did have Dearly Departed, and I thought, well, it is a bit, you know, it could be seen as a bit morbid, that page, so I could possibly get away with that. but I decided not to. So in the end, I've got this cool stamp set from, again, Stampers Anonymous Tin Holtz, which is all quotes. And I just stamped it out. Now, I didn't stamp this out perfectly. There's a few lumpy bumpy bits, but it's a great one that you can either pull out just the individual quote, because they're all cut apart, or you can just do what I've done and stamp them all out, and then you've got a sheet of sayings that you can use to your heart's content. So I think this one ended up being destination's not your journey, or something similar to that. The journey is the destination, and I've just edged it with a little bit of black and then stuck that down on the page as well. I was considering whether I wanted to put some Stabilo oil pencil around the outside too. So in the close-up you can see how that collage still sings through. You can still see it in the background, but because it's got that coat of white gesso over it, it sort of blends in, and then the different shades of the ink over the top just creates a really, really simple, effective page. So, you know, where most of my pages look like rainbows are thrown up on them, this one's slightly different, but it's still using those same marks that I've used in the past, and it was lots of fun to do. So thank you very much for watching. Till next time, bye for now.